All right, if you haven't yet, go ahead and put your name up on top. Today we're just going to take some review notes to help us for our quiz. The first thing it says is to write the word sentence as an inequality. So just remember, an inequality is when you have a greater than or less than symbol in it, okay? So the first one is a number y is at least 5. The first thing we're going to do is put what, guys?
Y.
The y, all right? Then the next thing that we're going to do is go ahead and put the number. What number is there in our original problem?
5.
A 5. Now the hardest part is this right here where it says at least. There was some notes that we took back in section 4.4, and it has all these different words, and it helps you to know what symbol it's going to be. You can memorize those, or you can just use your brain to try to reason and figure out what it means. If it says at least 5, can it be exactly 5?
Yes.
Yes, it can. So we know we need to have our equal sign. Next question. If it says at least 5, can it be more than 5?
Yes.
Yes, it can. The smallest number is that 5 right there. So that's why the tiny little point goes toward the 5. So if it's at least, then it can be greater than. So the correct inequality here is y is greater than or equal to 5. I want you guys to try to do problem B on your own. All right, let's see what we got. Where it says twice a number x. I don't just want one x, I want 2 x's. So twice a number x is 2 times x. We know here that our number is -4. And here's the last part we have to figure out because it says twice a number x is more than. So what symbol am I going to put? A greater than symbol. Raise your hand if you got that correct. Excellent job. Okay, so for this, you're just reading from left to right and basically plugging them into an inequality. Number 2 says, tell whether -2 is a solution to the inequality. Basically, all we're doing, plug it in, okay? So instead of C plus 5 is less than or equal to 3, what will I plug in, class?
-2.
Okay, it says right here, plug in that -2. -2 plus 5 is less than or equal to 3. So the only difference is here, it said C, now I'm plugging in -2 for that C. Class, what's -2 plus 5? 3. Drop down your symbol. Is this true, yes or no? 3 is less than or equal to 3.
Yes.
Yes, why is that true?
Because 3 is equal to 3.
Because it's the same number, it equals 3. Okay, now that you've seen that example, I want you guys to do problem B on your own. All right, for problem B, I looked around and saw a lot of answers that I liked. What am I plugging in for M?
-2.
So now it's going to say -2 minus 5 is greater than or equal to -5. Right here, guys, what is -2 minus 5? -7, okay? So all you're doing is you're dropping that down, and then you're also going to take this and you're simply dropping that down. So we've got is greater than or equal to -5. Is -7 greater than or equal to -5?
No.
No, so your correct answer is no. That cannot be a solution to this problem. For the next one, it asks us to solve the inequality and then graph the solution. Everybody, is the variable on the left side?
Yes.
Yes, it is. What is not allowing the variable to be alone?
Subtract by 10.
Subtract by 10. So Harmony, how do I get rid of subtract by 10? We're going to go ahead and add by 10 to both sides. Brody, what do you get?
X is greater than -2.
Correct.
-2. Yeah, -2.
Okay, as you can see right here, -12 plus 10. Same sign, add and keep, different signs, subtract and take. All right, these are rules that should be very familiar to us at this point. Now we're going to go ahead and graph it. Sierra, how do I graph it? Okay, what goes in the middle?
-2.
What's one smaller?
-3.
And one bigger?
-1.
Open or closed circle?
Open.
It is an open circle. How come it's an open circle?
Because there's no equal sign.
You are correct. So now my answer here says all solutions are greater than -2. Which direction should my arrow go?
Right.
To the right. Anytime it's a greater than situation, it always goes to the right. All right, let's go on to the next one. -5 is greater than x divided by 3. Is the variable on the left side? No, so we need to switch the entire problem so that we're not reading backwards. Instead, we'll have x divided by 3 is less than -5. All right, Madison, how do I get that x by itself? Multiply by 3, okay, we got to be fair and do it to both sides. So Madison, keep going. What do we get? Not x equals negative 15, but what's the symbol? Good job. X is less than negative 15. Let me have Nehemiah help me out with how to graph this. All right, negative 15 is in the middle. What is one smaller than negative 15? Negative 16. And then what's bigger? Excellent. Closed or open circle? Open circle. And which way should my arrow go? To the left, because it tells us right here, all solutions are less than negative 15. So we want our arrow to go to the left. For problem 3, it asks us to solve the inequality and then graph the solution. Nikki, what kind of a problem do I have here?
You got a property something.
Yeah, we want to go ahead and use the distributive property. So whatever number is here on the outside, we need to multiply by every number on the inside. So show me those little arrows. Nikki, what is 3 times x? 3x. And what is 3 times negative 2?
Negative 6.
Excellent. And then we're going to drop down our inequality symbol. Janet, what should I do next? Okay, I'm going to add by 6 to both sides. Drop down the 3x is greater than, and guys, what's 18 plus 6?
24.
24. All right, so listen, remember this right here, that number is attached to the variable. When a number is attached to the variable, should I move that number first or should I move that number last? You always move it last because remember how we've talked about it's attached to the variable, so it's like they're best friends. They stay together as long as possible. So you don't want to move that number first. You move the number attached to the variable at the very end, okay? Now let's keep going on. Charbel, how do I get rid of that multiply by 3?
I divide by 3.
Okay, very good. We're going to divide by 3 on both sides. Now, class, should I switch my symbol?
No.
Why not?
Because you just
Divide by a negative.
Remember, the rule is if the last step you do is divide or multiply by a negative number on both sides, then you flip the symbol. This was a positive number on both sides, so we're going to go ahead and leave the symbol exactly how it is. Ayana, please help me graph this inequality. Okay, 8 goes in the middle. What's one smaller? 7 and one bigger? Very good. Open or closed circle? It is closed. And which direction should my arrow go? It goes to the right. Very good job, because all solutions are greater than or equal to 8. All right, I want you guys to try to do the next one on your own. All right, here we go. The first thing you want to do is get that variable on the left-hand side because we always want our variable over there at the right. Raise your hand, or at the left. Raise your hand if you and your partner at least got this far. Okay, so that's the first step we want. Now we're going to get rid of that 6 because remember, as we just mentioned it before, whenever you have a number attached to a variable, keep them together as long as you can. Do not move that number first. So now we're going to go ahead and move on. This cancels out. I'm left with negative 2x is greater than or equal to 16. I have to divide by negative 2. Be careful. A lot of people were trying to add 2 there, but that means to multiply by negative 2. So make sure you do the opposite, which is divide. Then this will cancel out. X is greater than or equal to negative 8. This is the answer I saw a lot of people had. Why is that not correct? Okay, the very last thing we did was divide by a negative number on both sides. Now listen, I don't want to just see you erase this right here and put the correct answer. I want to see you rewrite it underneath to show me that you understand we are flipping the symbol, okay? Once again, we did that because we divided by a negative number on both sides. Now we're going to go ahead and graph this. Negative 8 goes in the middle. What goes to the left?
Negative 9.
Negative 9 and then negative 7. It is a closed dot and it needs to go to the left because all solutions are less than negative 8. All right, good job on that one. Next up, write an inequality that would represent the graph. The thing we do first every time is put the x or put the variable. The second thing we do is put the number that the circle is on. What number is the circle on? -2. Now if you look, it's an open circle. So should I have an equal sign? No. Look at this right here. All the solutions right there. Are they bigger than -2 or are they smaller?
Bigger.
They're bigger. So what symbol do I need?
Greater than.
Greater than. Okay, so the correct inequality is x is greater than -2. I want you and your partner to do problem B together. All right, next up, guys, what did you get? All right, x is less than or equal to -9. Raise your hand if you got that. Any questions about how to do that? All right, so for the next one, write and graph an inequality to represent the situation. You must jog for at least 4 miles. Nikki, what variable should I put in there?
J.
All right, I would like you to put an x. All right, so we're going to use an x. Then what number do we know it is?
4.
A 4. Now, Nikki, if I say it's at least 4 miles, can it be exactly 4 miles?
Yes.
Okay?
Greater than or equal to.
Good job. It's got to be greater than, okay? Because if it's at least, that's the least. That's the smallest, which means every other solution has to be bigger than that number that we said it was at least. All right, Nikki, will you graph it for us?
Sure.
Okay, what should my numbers be?
4, 3, and 5.
Very good. Open or close circle?
Closed.
It is closed. And all solutions are greater than or equal to 4, so our arrow goes
Right.
to the right. Very good. All right, I want you guys to go ahead and try to do the next one on your own. All right, William, what'd you come up with? The Jordan River is more, or it's more than -350 meters.
I put x more than -350. Then I had the number line. It was 350, 351, 49. I had an open circle and it went to the right.
All right, what did you say went to the left?
I said 351.
Okay, -351, and what went to the right?
-349.
Good job. And you had what kind of a circle?
I had an open circle.
Okay, do you guys agree that this right here should not have had an equal sign?
Yes.
Very good, and here's why. Up here, it simply says it is more than. It doesn't say more than or equal to. It only says more than. So you did excellent. We only want the more than or the greater than symbol. And which way did you say the arrow goes?
It went right.
It also went to the right because all solutions were greater than -350 meters. Great job. All right, let's see what you guys came up with. You earn $10 per hour at your summer job. Write and solve an inequality that represents the number of hours you must work to earn enough money to buy a phone that costs $840. Hunter, what did you do first? What should we do?
So we need to do 10 times h, or 10h.
Okay, very good, because anytime that you have per hour, that means we have to multiply, okay? So we're going to have that $10 per hour, $10 times every hour, okay?
Yeah, it's just.
Okay, he says greater than or equal to $840. Why is it greater than or equal to?
Because of the fact that we can earn more money, and we can just hit it right on the
Okay.
of it.
He is allowed to earn more than $840, okay? But if you earn less than $840, can you still purchase it?
No.
So that's why we know it has to be more than and it has to be equal to. All right, now what should we do?
Since the 10 and the h are multiplying each other, we got to divide that with 10.
Okay.
We have to do the same to the other. Then we cross that out, and then now it's an h. We're gonna bring that down, and then now it's 84 hours that he has to work to get his new iPhone X12.
Okay. Now, I want to understand what this means. H is greater than or equal to 84 hours. What is that telling me? Janet, what do you think? Okay, this is what she says. You must work 84 hours.
At least.
Okay, here's what I want to say. This symbol right here doesn't say equals. That's it. Just equals 84 hours. So as Nehemiah just said, it is not that you must work 84 hours. You must work at least 84 hours. That's what that symbol tells me. Okay, so you got to be able to interpret what it is that that inequality means. The inequality means that you must work at least 84 hours in order to purchase that phone. All right, the final modeling real life says each day at lunch at least 75 people buy French fries. Do you guys think that's true?
Yes.
I think so too. I think that's the most popular thing in our lunchroom. So I have asked you to write and graph an inequality that represents the situation. What's the variable we're going to use?
P.
X. What's the number? 75. Can it be exactly 75 people?
Yes.
Yes. If it says it is at least,
Greater than.
it's greater than, because you can have more than 75 people. Okay? So for our inequality, X is greater than or equal to 75. Go ahead and help me graph it, please.
You're going to draw a line with 3 bars.
Okay, what goes in the middle?
75,
What's one smaller?
74,
One bigger?
76,
Open or closed?
close,
And which way does it go?
right.
It goes to the right because all solutions are greater than 75. Okay? I hope that this helped you guys a good bit. This quiz is not until Monday, but please spend some time studying it, reviewing it, and going over it.